Welcome to the High Performance Man podcast, and I'm your host, John Fayocavitz. On this show, I interview successful men who have built impressive careers and businesses, founders, CEOs, and senior leaders, and professionals who have operated at a high level for years. We talk about what actually made them successful. The goal is simple: to learn directly from men who have done it so we can apply those insights into our own careers, our own businesses, lives, and continue raising our own standard of performance. The show is sponsored by the Prime Performance Method. Prime Performance Method is designed specifically for high-performing men who have achieved success in their careers but feel like their body and energy have taken a hit along the way. I help busy professional men regain strength, lose weight, and feel years younger within 8 weeks without long workouts, extreme dieting, or disrupting a demanding schedule. If you're a high-performance man who wants to feel as strong and energized as you are successful, message me, John Fayocavitz, on LinkedIn. On today's show, we have John DiJulius III, who is the Chief Revolution Officer for the DiJulius Group, where he helps companies make the customer experience they deliver their single biggest competitive advantage. Welcome to the show, John.
Thanks, John. Great to be on.
Thank you very much. All right. My first question is, what's the most important lesson you've learned so far that has helped you become successful in your business? Or now what you business is?
Yeah. It's all about the people. If you're having a business with people in it, it's all about the people you bring on. I care less about skill, and more about will. Train, hire for the heart, train for the part. We can, I think, teach anyone anything, but they have to have a love for what they do, who they do it for, and who they do it with.
Okay, great. Is your businesses basically in the same ballpark? I mean, are they doing?
No, could not be more opposite. So 33 years ago, me and my wife started initially a little 900 square foot hair salon. She was a hairdresser, and it's taken off, and we have a chain of upscale salons and spas in Northeast Ohio. And then about 29 years ago, because of the reputation for the salons and the customer service and how fast we were growing, I started getting asked to speak. And I didn't think that was going to be a career. I just did it for marketing purposes locally. And then every time I spoke, 2 or 3 people would come up, business owners, entrepreneurs, and ask me if they could hire me to come into their organization. I didn't even know that was a thing. And so 2003, I wrote my first book, and that just totally took me out of the salons. I still own them, but I'm not involved in them day to day. And then the third business I started about 12 or 13 years ago is a nonprofit, Believe in Dreams, making dreams come true for kids that have suffered hardship. So
That's
all three, all over the place, but they're all about the experience, right?
right. It's all about the people.
Right.
Okay. And the thing that you mentioned is you started with the salons, and it seems like when you're not looking for something, something happens.
Totally. I tell kids, and when I mean kids, probably 30 and under, but I speak to interns or college, I think it's kind of screwed up, to ask an 18-year-old to pick a major on something he or she thinks they want to do for the next 50 years, right? I mean, and I just say, go do shit. I have 3 boys, and I just say, go do shit, right? And when you're doing shit, you'll find something that you're good at, that, you can make money at, that provides a impact, and both of my careers, basically salons and consulting, if we were friends back in the day and you would have told me I would be doing either, I would have bet you, as much money as I had, no way. Like, right. That's just not on my radar.
Right.
But today, I can't believe I get paid to do what I do. Like, it's the coolest thing.
So you're probably saying it's not a job for you.
Oh my God. No. I mean, one of the things we surveys we have our clients do, and we do with our employees, is we ask our employees, On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel on Friday night at 6 p.m.? Like, 10 is pumped. And on Sunday night at 6 p.m. And, and traditionally it's 9.5, if not higher, on Friday night and lower than 3 on Sunday night. Now me, and I know it's 9.9999 on both. Like I love Sunday night. I love Friday night. So yeah, I feel very blessed.
Yeah, you don't dread that Monday morning.
No.
You don't dread it at all. So you
Yeah.
really didn't do a lot of marketing then for your second company.
Say that again.
You didn't do a lot of marketing on your own.
No. It was just all people seeing me speak and reading my book. And that just blew up.
Wow. I mean, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay. My next question. What do you think hinders a lot of men today from reaching their full potential?
Being self-aware, looking in the mirror, realizing that you don't have all the answers and that you don't
That's a
need,
good one.
you don't need to, you don't have to be the smartest person in the room. I believe that, any great leader, entrepreneur, if you take a look at all of them, Steve Jobs, Walt Disney, Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, whoever, they had a wildly vivid vision that they were obsessed with. And that just kept everyone. Now they hired brilliant people to do the execution, but they kept everyone. They knew where everyone, what North Star was, and you either fit or you didn't fit. So yeah, I just think we can get in our way. I think the more successful we become, it's dangerous because then we think we know it all.
I know, right?
Yeah, and then you might be a recent college grad that's just starting with us and saying, why don't we? And I'm looking at you like, hey, I've been doing this a while, but that's a fresh perspective, right?
Right.
That's how Blockbuster got Blockbuster. That's how all the Kodak, they got arrogant. What got you here, won't get you there.
Right. Exactly. Well, just when you said about the kids, hey, I've done this for 30 years. I'm also a high school football and lacrosse coach.
Oh, wow.
And I've been coaching and doing that for 30 years. I was at the collegiate level for a while.
Which college?
I was at East Stroudsburg University.
Yeah.
And then I was also the head lacrosse coach at the University of Scranton. Okay.
I don't think you can learn. You have better experience in leadership than coaching young men
and that's people. What I'm trying to do today is it's very, very good for me to do, but it's just what you said, like when I try to tell them something, I always have to come up with a why.
Yeah.
And that's the way you should do it. Okay. When you coach something or you tell somebody you have to do this, the why has to be followed.
The why is the most important part.
Right.
Like everyone rips on the 30 and under Gen Zs.
Right.
I think they're the greatest. I have 100 employees that are 30 and under, and they're phenomenal. They're not willing to trade hours for dollars. But if you tie their job into the bigger picture, the why,
yep,
they are better than the older generations. But you just can't say, just can't point and, say something. They have to understand not what's in it for them, but what's in it for the greater good.
Right. Those days of giving orders are gone.
Yeah. Okay. I love that.
It's something that if you're not educating yourself almost daily of something, you're stagnant.
Yeah. And I think, we have to look at it from the employee, the team members perspective instead of just saying they're entitled.
Right.
I get on a soapbox when I work with companies, general managers, franchisees, and they all complain about how this generation doesn't want to work. I said, well, let me ask you something. Who is working at Chick-fil-A, right? Who's working at the Apple Store? Who's working at the Ritz-Carlton Valet? Same 25 horrible 25-year-olds or whatever we want to call them, but somehow they're motivated. Somehow, they're not only on time, they're early and they're saying my pleasure and they're polite. And, it's what you do with them. And I also say, to leaders, if it was just about finding great people, why would I need you? Right? I wouldn't need a leader. Same thing with a coach.
Yeah.
If they were all self-motivated, why would we need coaches?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Okay. All right. My next question. And for most men on the road to business or professional success, other areas of their life get sacrificed. Has that happened to you? Has you have other areas of your life get sacrificed? And what have you done to help it?
Yeah, 100%. I think to have, and I'm not saying this is right, to have balance and autonomy and freedom today meant I didn't have it in my 30s and maybe early 40s. And that came at a cost.
Right.
And relationships at home. I was always obsessed with being a good dad to my 3 sons because I didn't have a dad growing up. So that was really important. But it probably came at the cost of my relationship with my wife because I just assumed we had that for the rest of our life, right? And I don't have to worry about now. I need to work, and be at my our kids' activities. And she died in a car accident. And
oh my God.
Yeah. And it was a wake-up call, like, you got to be present. You got to be in the moment. And I give, my sons advice of, with a marriage or whatever, I actually, think you always have to choose your spouse number one and the kids number two. And I know it sounds backwards, but, I probably made the mistake of choosing my kids number one. And again, thinking I had, 50 years to, take care of, the relationship with my wife. But I think the best thing a father can do for his kids is love their mother.
Yes. Okay. What about, where's your health come into play?
Oh, and that became, so my personal vision, it's the last chapter of one of my books, is to live an extraordinary life so countless others do. And what I mean by that is we all have, seeds of potential in us. And the seeds we don't, grow to its fullest potential is not cheating us as much as it's cheating our kids, our employees, our clients. And so, think about, whoever the greats are, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Walt Disney, whoever, whoever we want to say they are. Let's say, Steve Jobs professionally, let's say any of them back in the day said when they were young, screw it, I'm just going to be ordinary. How different our lives would be today. And we're the, Steve Jobs of our little circle. And so, I visit things and, from health, what am I feeding my body? What am I feeding my brain? Who am I spending time with? You've heard, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I also think you don't want to be the highest character person in your room. I mean, I do, but right. I want to be, like I have such a good group of friends. They're great husbands. They're great fathers. They're great people that I know if I don't they'll cut me from that group, Right. And so it's who you surround yourself, what you feed yourself, what you feed your brain, the exercise, all those things. And I have like a checklist that I visit because when I'm not hitting on all cylinders, I can go to that and see what I'm neglecting.
What are you neglecting?
Yeah.
Do you have a morning routine that you do?
Yeah, it's working out. It's listening to some podcasts or an audio book. I consume a lot of information, a day during drives and workouts and, just things that inspire me. that, make me want to be a better person, make me want to reach out to my sister because I haven't called her in 6 months.
Right. Okay. Well, having three businesses, okay, and things, I'm sure there's got to be some kind of anxiety and stress. Where are you at best at peace? Where are you at peace?
I'm pretty good. When I was younger, I stressed and had more anxiety, but I think I just over time realized that, for the most part, I'm gonna figure it out, and I don't panic. And I've also done a really good job in all my businesses I've had people with me, 25, 30 years, and I've made them managing partners, so they got rewarded for their loyalty.
Wow.
But as a result, they lose sleep at night. So I don't. I don't like to lose sleep. So
Wow.
it's kind of it's their stuff. I kind of do a high level, and I do what I do best is creating content and doing presentations and writing and all that. And they deal with the fires and, the things that, I rarely know about. So, but it goes back to rewarding people that allowed me to get in that position. And now they're in a position with ownership and hopefully a lifestyle that they never would have been, if not.
How many employees do you have?
In all three companies, about 150, 160.
That's unbelievable. That's great, man. And
Yeah.
so you're overseeing all of them, or are you delegated? You probably delegate.
Oh, delegate. Yeah. Totally. Like I'm not, again, I just meet with the managing partner of the salons, every 2 weeks. And I look at, obviously, reports, but that, he runs, he does a great job, and we have a great management
Now,
team.
are you doing a lot of the consulting still on your own, or you got some of your team?
We have consultants. And so that's where I spend 99.9% of my professional business is in the DiJulius group, working with Starbucks or Chick-fil-A or, companies like that. And then, but I do more speaking. The company does more consulting. But I do more of the big keynotes, which then is a lead gen for our consulting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go out and you speak, and that's where okay.
Yeah. People hire me to speak. And I do consulting, but I don't do a lot. I only take a few clients consulting. That's hard work.
And then your third business is the rewarding part.
Yeah. That's making
You
dreams come true for kids that have just suffered unimaginable circumstances. Parents probably incarcerated or, they
an
just
actual facility, John?
say that again.
Is that an actual facility?
I mean, just corporate offices, but like we just find out what they need or their dreams, and it might be, they've never been to a Browns game.
So it's like a Make-A-Wish type.
Yeah, it's like a Make-A-Wish, but Make-A-Wish is market is sick children.
Right.
Ours is the opposite. You can't be sick. Go to Make-A-Wish; they're great.
Right.
Ours is they're economically challenged and they've suffered really bad hardship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you have a team for that.
Yeah. Great team. They're unbelievable.
Good. All right. Well, the last thing here I want to know, if you were to give one piece of advice to other men that are on their journey of achieving success, what would that be?
Well,
it could be not more than one, two, but it's
yeah. First, we got to define what success is for each of us, right? Your version of mine is it $10 million in the bank? Is it whatever, a house in St. Martin and wherever, or whatever, and sometimes we think it's that when we get there, that's not rewarding. And like we talked about earlier, there could be carnage in the way where we were so focused on that we don't have the relationship with our kids, we have ex-wives, whatever that may be. So really, to me, I focus on what success is, and to me it's having a positive, having a positive impact on a lot of people's lives, and that they're better off as a result of us being in it, and then the
Right.
vehicle to get there, the business or whatever. But mine is most importantly is my family, and just making sure that they're happy and they're proud, and they're good kids, and they're adults now. But
Right.
yeah, the money is a byproduct.
Right. Well, that's great to hear. Okay. Well, John, it's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Your insights, again, as my audience is going to go crazy over it. It's great. Okay. And as a reminder, everyone listening, this show is brought to you by the Pride Performance Method, where I help high performing men rebuild strength, energy, and confidence without sacrificing their careers. If you're ready to feel as strong in your body as you are successful in your business, message me at John Fayocavitz. Until next episode, perform strong in all areas of your life.